The white cliffs of Beachy Head on the south coast of England are a famous landscape full of history. However, they also hide human stories that have remained forgotten for centuries. One of these stories is that of a young woman from Roman times, whose stories have generated a great interest in modern archaeology. Before continuing, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and give like to this video. Your support is fundamental to continue sharing interesting content about history and archaeology. Thank you for being here. A recent study on the Beachy Head Woman has revealed fascinating information about his life and death. This analysis is based on more than a decade of research that has used advanced technologies to examine his remains. It shows us how, over time, science can change our understanding of the past. The remains of Beachy Head Woman were discovered in 2012 in a municipal basement. However, the lack of archaeological documentation has made it difficult to reconstruct their history. Researchers have had to rely solely on scientific analysis to understand their life. Radiocarbon dating suggests that she lived between 129 and 311 AD during the Roman occupation in Britain. Osteological analyses indicate that she was a young woman about 1.52 meters high, with signs of injuries prior to her death. However, the cause of her death remains a mystery. The absence of funerary objects and a clear context have made Beachy Head Woman a scientific enigma. Each new analysis has had a significant impact on its interpretation, leading to various conclusions over time. In 2013, a craniofacial analysis was carried out that suggested a possible connection with a sub-Saharan origin. However, this interpretation was the subject of debate and has been questioned by subsequent research, which highlights the complexity of human diversity. Isotopic analyses of his skeleton have provided information about his diet and mobility. It has been discovered that his diet was based on marine resources, suggesting that he lived in a coastal environment. These data begin to question the idea that he had a distant origin. The real revolution came with the analysis of ancient DNA, which has provided clearer data on their ancestry. The results indicate that Beachy Head Woman had a strong genetic connection with the local populations of Britain, challenging the previous narrative of their sub-Saharan origin. In addition, DNA has allowed us to infer physical characteristics such as the color of eyes and hair, which has led to a new reconstruction of his face. This process underlines the importance of updating our representations as scientific knowledge progresses. The Beachy Head Woman study not only clarifies its origin, but also highlights the evolutionary character of science. Conclusions can change as new technologies and methods develop, demonstrating that knowledge is a continuous process. Finally, the story of this woman reminds us of the complexity of the human past. By better understanding her biography, we free the story from modern labels that often simplify much richer and more nuanced realities.